Hello everybody, Kevin here, Rob94, and welcome back to the channel. And today, we're all going to be talking about my overall first impressions of Call of Duty Vanguard beta. If you guys haven't noticed, the open beta is now live. It has been live since Saturday of September 18. It was live for early accessors, early access beta was live on the 16th to the 17th. But now the open beta is live, and I believe it also been extended until the 22nd. So if you guys haven't gotten a chance in trying out the beta, I suggest you do it now. But other than that, let's talk about Call of Duty Vanguard in the beta, since I finally getting my hands on checking this game out. And we're gonna talk about, of course, what's good, what I like about it, what I have concern about, and of course what I didn't like about it. So first of all, well, sort of a surprise, of the new Call of Duty game that is going back to World War II, because we thought we were gonna just get modern Call of Duty. Like Modern Warfare was pretty much what brought Call of Duty back alive. Essentially, Modern Warfare was pretty good game, to say the least. It's a shame that I really didn't play too much multiplayer on it, but from the time I played for it, it is a pretty fun game, very refreshing compared to like all the other older COD games. And then we got Black Ops Cold War. It's kind of a mixed bag in my opinion. I enjoy playing it, but it's a huge step backwards considering that they're using an older Black Ops 4 engine for Cold War, which is quite a shame. But overall, I did enjoy the campaign, and the multiplayer, it can be fun from time to time. But regardless of how enjoyable the game was, it was still a step backwards because, like I said, it was using an older engine. It got rid of all the weapon mounting, opening doors, all that tactical stuff that was in Modern Warfare. They just took that out in Cold War. And now we got Call of Duty Vanguard, which, as you can see, it is using the Modern Warfare 2019 engine. So that's sort of good news in a way, because now the game it's gonna run pretty good, it's gonna look better, and on top of that, it's gonna run better too compared to Cold War. Cold War, when it comes to optimization, that game just does. It's just kind of weird on the performance on that game, but especially when you play like bigger game modes like Fire Team and Outbreak, the performance is off the freaking roof. So Cold War definitely not the best performing game, but Vanguard, I'm pretty sure it's going to be running just fine because the Modern Warfare engine is just far more superior compared to Black Ops 4 engine, and it's just more optimized. The game looks better, and overall the gameplay, it just feels better. So other than that, guys, let's talk about Vanguard, of what I like about it. And I will leave some clips here and there of the multiplayer matches I have played. So what I like about it, well, like I said, it is running the Modern Warfare 2019 engine, so the movement and the gunplay feels somewhat similar to Modern Warfare. So if you like Modern Warfare, of how it plays and it feels, excuse me, I burped there a little bit. But if you like the feel of that game, you're gonna probably enjoy playing this game. Although there are some different gameplay features, some small tweaks here and there when it comes to the movement and the gunplay wise and weapon balance. So what I like about it is, well, the gunplay and the movement feels very similar to Modern Warfare 2019, which is a good thing because I always enjoy how the game feels and play in Modern Warfare 2019. The gunplay is also pretty similar to Modern Warfare. The only difference is that you're using World War II guns. That's pretty much the biggest difference. But other than that, the movement and gunplay is pretty similar. Another thing I do like about this game is how they handle the weapon balance. And it's gonna sound crazy with the weapons with 10 attachments, but with the 10 attachments, you can absolutely, actually do a certain weapon build. So, for example, you really want to go for all hip fire, you can do that. But here's the downside. The biggest con is that you're not going to be able to hit shit when you're aiming down the sight. There's going to be more bullet spread. You're aiming down, sight speed is going to be a lot slower. So there's a lot of caveats when it comes to, when you want to build a hip fire weapon. build. And of course, the barrel attachment to it is gonna absolutely matter too. So you can have a barrel attachment that will increase hip fire, but at the cost of maximum spread when you're aiming down the sight. Or you can make the gun shoot faster, which would be, of course, uncontrollable when you're using aim down the sight. By hip fire, you can just waste him with just hip fire. So I do like that balance, and of course, you really want to go for the long range to medium engagement. You can build weapon builds like that as well. So I'm gonna go to my weapon loadout real quick and show you my Stg44 build. So as you can see here, this thing looks like an abomination, I know, but this certain build is specifically towards medium to long range build, because I have chosen the 760mm barrel attachment to it, and as you can see here, it's a specialized barrel that improves stability and accuracy for precision targeting, but of course you aim a lot slower when you're aiming down the sight, and of course it will slow you down too, considering the barrel is a lot heavier. So, and of course you can see the caveats here. It's very accurate, very controllable. You get the best reduced scope sway and gun bob and damage range increase significantly, but at the downside, your movement and aim down sight speed. So this is the probably type of gun you don't want to take into close quarter as much. Now, granted, you could probably hold your own, but to people against like a Tommy gun or MP40, they're definitely going to get a drop on you. So I highly recommend you don't use this type of build in close quarter. Although it's not impossible, it's just not recommended. And of course, this one, I think there's another barrel attachments. Okay, so this one here, this one, it makes you aim down sight faster, but at the cost of range and recoil control. So your gun's gonna kick a lot harder when you're using this barrel attachment. But if I go to my Sten build here, which by the way looks like absolute what the hell, thing doesn't even recognizable. Right here you got one attachment here where you can make it shoot faster, but your hip fire spread is going to be all over the place, and your recoil and accuracy is going to be affected. So this barrel attachment, this is the top attachment you do not want to use by hip fire. So this is definitely meant to aim down the sight. And then you got some attachment here, like see here's another one here. So this one's another one just like the STG, where you will have better weapon range or do more headshot damage. It's more highly accurate and controllable, but at the cost of reduced body damage, as you see there. Hip fire accuracy and aim down cease is decreased. So this type of attachment is definitely specifically towards getting those headshots. So pretty much avoid hitting the body, so that way they don't become too spongy. So I do like how the weapon attachments, how the weapon builds are working out in this game. You can create some pretty cursed World War II weapons. As you can see here, this BAR it just looks fucking strange, and on top of that, got a graphical glitch right there with something just floating off there. But yeah, so like I said, I do like how the balance I had on this game, and pretty much you really want to go for a certain build, you can do that, which I do appreciate. Them trying to rebalance the game how it works, because we know how Modern Warfare Black Ops Cold War works. If you have a certain weapon and then have a certain meta build to it, everybody's going to keep using it. Like Cold War, bullfrogs are like the king in like close quarter, and Modern Warfare at the time, the M4 was just dominating. The AK and the M4 is probably the most powerful weapons in Modern Warfare, and even with all the new guns added, like the ASVL, Odin, all that stuff, M4 hands down, and AK still the best weapon in Modern Warfare. But yeah, I do like how the way the attachment system works in this game. It is pretty ridiculous. You can attach 10 attachments all at once. I have a feeling when this game comes out, the balance is going to be absolutely broken once everybody is able to get all the attachments for all these guns. Like I 100% guarantee. But yeah, I do appreciate the certain build, like this Tommy gun build right here, for example. Pretty much centered for aiming down the sights build, which is weird. The no stock attachment makes you aim better somehow, but there it is. So yeah, this is specifically towards a mixture of close quarter and medium engagement, and this thing absolutely kills. Especially have the 8mm Kurtz attachment to it, this thing just fucking kills.
But
I do like the the balance wise, when it comes to weapon builds, and I think it does a little bit of a better job compared to Cold War and Modern Warfare, in my opinion. Let's talk about another good thing about it. Like I said, gameplay, movement system's pretty good. Although there are some changes, like the slide meta, like in Modern Warfare and Cold War. He can somewhat do that, but it's not as great compared to Modern Warfare. So you can't really be sliding all over the place like war zones, which I do appreciate that. So there are some restrictions on the movement, so that way people don't abuse it much. Now, granted, sliding is still pretty crucial in gameplay, but it's not as effective as in Modern Warfare and Cold War. So in this game, the pacing, you gotta go a little bit slower, when you come to like clearing rooms and all that stuff, because especially when you're going to open, area where there's gonna be bad guy and peeking corners or all that stuff, you really gotta take a little bit slower compared to Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare is known for its pretty chaotic and camping gameplay, and for the most part, Vanguard, it can be camping at sometimes, but it's not as bad compared to Modern Warfare. So I do appreciate of the game not being too campy, so I do like that fact. And another good thing I do like is the different combat pacing, as you can see here on my screen. So the difference with combat pacing is the amount of players in a match. So tactical, pretty much, is you stand at 6v6. There are some maps that works good on 6v6, but most of them just feels bland and boring because of the amount of people you have, and the map is somewhat big. So tactical is not really my type of thing. And then we got assault. Assault kind of bumps up that number up to 10v10, 12v12, or 14v14, 16v16, etc. And the assault is not too bad. It's a lot better than tactical, but it depends on the map though. Some maps, with less players, it just feels bland and empty. But for the most part, I probably prefer to play assault if you don't want the chaotic action from Blitz. But overall, I think assault is probably like the perfect combination. And of course, we got Blitz. Blitz is probably my favorite combat pacing because you get the maximum players in a match, and that's what I like, especially with maps big as for example Red Star. You gotta definitely need a lot of people covering those areas, and I don't know, makes it really feel like you're actually finding an actual battlefield in a way. When you're playing in Blitz, it's just the amount of players that comes out and the amount of players you engage. It's just, it's very, very action packed, and it can get pretty crazy depending on the meta. Like a Hotel Star Royale with 20v20 on TDM is fucking absolutely insane. You got explosions going everywhere. You're getting killed from above the rooftop. You're getting killed from the side. It gets pretty fucked up. So there are some maps that you really can't really put too much players, otherwise the game's gonna be broken in terms of balance and all that. So but overall, Blitz is my favorite because I like the crazy chaotic action. I like to shoot people. So the more people there are, the better for my experience. So Blitz is my favorite, but you might have a different preference. So that's why it's kind of good that they have different combat pacing here as an option. So that way you want to go a little bit slow or warm up, do tactical. Want to bump up that action a little bit, go to assault. If you really want the chaotic action, go for Blitz. Overall, I do like this new combat pacing, and I'm hoping this will carry over to the full game. So that way we have options. I'm gonna definitely keep it on Blitz because, like I said, I love the crazy action-packed, chaotic action. So definitely, I'm gonna stick to Blitz. I'm hoping that they will add Ground War back. I think they need to add Ground War back from Modern Warfare, because since it's on the same engine, they have the engine capability in bringing back Ground War back, which I really hope they do, because Ground War is probably one of the few game modes I love to play in Modern Warfare, simply because you got 64 players in one big ass map. You got vehicles and choppers. Well, I'm pretty sure Vanguard doesn't have choppers, but you get the point. You get jeeps, you get German tanks, for example. I'm really hoping to bring that back because I would love to see Ground War coming back, and hopefully they can make it better, but I don't know, we shall see. But yeah, that's pretty much the good, I guess, I can talk about, which is it's kind of concerning because that's like one of the few good things I have to say about it. So so let's talk about what am I concerned about. Well, as I mentioned before about weapon metas and balance in the 10 attachment system. I am kind of concerned about the weapon balance and meta weapons when this game comes out. Now, obviously, everyone's going to be level 1, so everybody's not going to have the high-end guns from the start. But over time, when people have getting access to all these high-end guns and the high-end attachments, especially that they give you the capability of using incendiary rounds and FMJ bullets or using larger caliber magazines, it can probably break the balance on some of the weapons when it first came out, because like I said, the Tommy gun with the 8mm Kurtz just fucking absolutely destroyed, and that thing is just Tommy gun with the 8mm Kurtz, that thing just erases people. And yeah, I don't know how I feel about having every weapon having FMJ capability, because that FMJ capability is pretty damn strong. You can shoot through almost anything with FMJ, and that's, like I said, that's a little bit concerning. You can just keep shooting the walls and and just keep shooting that same spot where you see hit markers until they're dead. So the FMJ is probably a little bit too strong in my opinion, so they might have to tune that down a little bit. I do use incendiary rounds on some guns, and for the most part incendiary rounds is pretty good because it does damage over time. But I have a feeling the FMJ is a little bit too strong in my opinion, so they might have to tune that down a little bit. And of course, the concern I have is, of course, well, you already know the meta guns already. We got the Tommy gun and the STG. Right now, those guns are kind of dominating right now at the moment because of how versatile and how good they are at the moment. And it's a shame because there are some other great weapons to use too. The stand is not bad, just doesn't hit hard. The MP40, I find it pretty good. I think it's actually a lot better than the stand. But my favorite weapon will probably be the BAR. BAR is probably one of the underrated weapons in this game. Surprisingly, I don't see too many people using the BAR considering how effective it is. Yes, the rate of fire is slow, but it hits like a truck. Is very accurate. Recoil is not bad, but mainly it's the accuracy and the damage it does. This thing will mostly kill people in 3 shots if you land your shots right, and potentially 2 shots with headshots. Like I said, I don't know why not many people are using the BAR. BAR is like one of the underrated weapons in this game. Very effective, very good gun. Surprisingly, a decent weapon to use in close quarter despite the low rate of fire. But of course, you can use spell attachments to make it shoot faster at the cost of accuracy and recoil. But I kind of like the standard barrel at the moment where it shoots slow, but I can at least I know where I'm hitting. So. But yeah, I am a little bit concerned about the weapon balance in this game of being potentially broken at the start, and especially when people rank up to the max and get all this high-end attachment, the guns are gonna get pretty damn disgusting to use. It's gonna probably be hard for casual players to get into the game, considering that everybody's gonna have every attachment for the guns. So, like I said, I'm concerned. I'm hoping Vanguard would get the Sledgehammer would get all the feedback from the beta and do some tweaks on the weapon balance here and there, and weapon balance wise, and changing the weapon metas too, so that way it keeps things fresh. So maybe the release patches and update over time. Maybe there's tweaks on weapons here and there, so that way it makes people to use different weapons. Me personally, I like to use different weapons. That's how it makes the game for me more interesting, because I can just keep playing the game using the same weapon, but over time it gets boring. So I always like to try new things out, see if that gun is for me or it's not for me, and that's what I do. I try all these different guns and see how they work, and try to discover what's good about them, what's bad about them. That's what I like about Battlefield. Every gun kind of performs differently. So me, I always like to test out different weapons to see how they are, how they perform, and all that, etc., etc. That's what I like about Battlefield with the wide array of weapons. Most of them kind of has the same statistic as each other, but some of them most of them should have like some sort of caveat, like it has more recoil to the right or left, down, up, down, you name it. So yeah, I'm hoping the balance is addressed in this game, so that way the game doesn't become stale for me or becomes really freaking annoying. All right, so we talk about what I like about it, what I'm really concerned about it. Let's talk about. Okay, I guess we got one more thing I'm concerned about. Everybody is the same operators from what I played, and that's a biggest issue there because you know how Modern Warfare they have Coalition and Chimera and Shadow Company as separate faction, and then you got Cold War with NATO and Warsaw Pact. From what I've seen in Vanguard beta right now, I'm only seeing allied operators at the moment. So I haven't seen any Germans, I haven't seen any Japanese or Italians if they are in this game. So I'm a little bit concerned they might have just just SF operators find each other regardless of of their faction. So I'm really hoping that's not the case. I'm really hoping to bring back allied against Axis. I'm really hoping that's the case. They better fucking do that, because if we're just gonna have everybody find each other with the same operators and all allied operators, it just gets confusing. I got mistaken many times, and oh, that's the friendly, and I get shot in the back realizing, oh shit, that's a baddie. So pretty much at that point, just look for the red name tag. You know they're a bad guy, shoot that guy. But it gets me confusing because everybody is allied operators right now. So for example, we got the Soviet sniper lady here. Another team, they might have 5 Soviet sniper lady, and in my team there might be 5 Soviet lady operators too. And you get confused at the moment. You just get confused over time as you keep playing the game. You're like wondering, what the hell? It's like, is that guy? I thought that guy was a good guy, but turns out that guy was a baddie, shot you in the back. So I'm really hoping they have allied and Axis operators, because even Battlefield 5 has allied and Axis operators, or the elites as you call them. They have that. So I'm hoping Vanguard doesn't make the big mistake of not separating the factions, so that way people you can tell who's a bad guy or not, and especially with the voice chatter. So other than that, that's another concern I want to address. All right, so let's talk about what's bad about this game. Okay, so the biggest caveat, we got a lot of things to talk about this game, and one, the Battlefield AI chatter. I don't know why they're in the game at the moment. It gets old over time. 2, it gets really annoying, especially you keep hearing the same line over and over again. And 3, it blows your goddamn cover. I don't know how many times I tell you, I kill people in corners because I hear them, oh, I'm reloading. Or when they get someone grenades, I'm like, oh, I'm feeling woozy. And then you look at the corner, there's a guy right there. So the battle chatter is either got to be completely gone or toned down by a lot, because Modern Warfare 2019 had the same issue where your character would just keep chatting away to the point where people would actually find you because your character will not shut the hell up. Kind of bringing me back those memories of Quantum of Solace, where your character would yell out "reloading" in a corner and then blowing your cover essentially, and people just come by and just blast you. So they gotta either get rid of that or just tone it down by a lot, to the point where you can only hear your friendly chatter and the enemy can only hear their own. So it's just obnoxious. The dialogue, it gets old over time. It gets annoying. It also kind of muffles all the footsteps and the gunshots around you too. So they gotta get rid of it or just tone it down by a lot. 2, get rid of that fucking J.J. Abrams sun glare. That shit has been there since fucking early alpha, early access beta. I don't know why the sun glare is like obnoxiously fucking bright in your eyes, but best bet is don't look at the freaking sun. But sometimes there'll be times you be going in and trying to fight people, and then the sun comes by and blinds you fucking eyeballs out. So they gotta tone that sun glare by a lot, otherwise it's gonna kill the game for me. Alright, let's talk about the worst kind of bad. Sound design. This is probably the worst sound design in any Call of Duty game I've ever played. And main reason is that the footstep sound is really hard to hear. And there's a lot of times I got killed from behind simply because I don't hear the footstep, and there's a lot of time I kill people from behind because they simply didn't hear me coming in, because the footstep sound is almost non-existent. Now granted, it works sometimes, but most of the time you don't even hear it. So they really need to amp up that footstep sound a lot crispier and cleaner, because I never had, you know, footstep sound issue for Modern Warfare and Black Ops Cold War, but this game has a serious sound design issue, especially with the footsteps, because the footsteps you can't hear them. So they gotta amp that up a little bit, not a little bit, by a lot, because like I said, is game break it just makes the game less fun, because you don't know. You have no idea if you're getting outflanked or not, so they gotta fix that pronto. Otherwise, this game's gonna be a shit fest when it comes out, you know, with the same issue. And let's talk about the gun sound design. The gun sounds, for the most part, is very disappointing. Most of this gun sound like kind of like ass, in my opinion. It almost kind of like you're shooting a freaking airsoft gun, and some of the reload animation sounds, it sounds like someone is banging a spoon on the freaking plate. So the weapon sound, definitely gotta change that too. The weapon sound just don't sound as good as Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare has that, you know, that bass, that oomph when you shoot the gun, especially when you shoot the AK-47 in Modern Warfare. You can definitely feel that freaking power, especially wearing high quality headsets. You know you're firing a really powerful rifle when you shoot that thing. And that's what I like about Modern Warfare. Almost every gun you pick up in that game is gonna feel unique, you know, when it comes to how it feels, how it sounds especially. So sound is definitely pretty important, you know, when it comes to you know, when it comes to sound design in games. The guns gotta sound, you know, pretty decent at least. Doesn't have to be the greatest sound design, although it will be greatly appreciated, but the guns gotta sound at least decent enough. But for the most part, most of the guns here in Vanguard sounds like shit, so I'm really hoping they overhaul the gun sound in here, because they, like I said, they don't sound good. They just don't sound like real guns at all. They just sound like airsoft guns for the most of the time, and that's not something that's not good. But yeah, footstep sound needs to be addressed for sure, and the chatter's gotta go away, because it's just awful when you're hearing people talking everywhere and they will not shut the hell up and they keep saying the same goddamn shit. It gets really old, so I'm really hoping they address that. But most importantly, the sound design's gotta be overhauled for sure. And I guess it's a minor gripe too. I do want to talk about another bad. The game doesn't look as good as Modern Warfare. It kind of looks like a more blurrier Modern Warfare, in my opinion. The textures just don't look clean and crisp. Doesn't pop out. There's a lot of pop-in textures too for some of the areas in the game too. So obviously this is a beta, so they'll iron it out when it comes out. But visual-wise, they're gonna have to improve it quite a bit, because this game does not look as good compared to Modern Warfare 2019. I might even dare to say Cold War Black Ops. It looks even better than Vanguard, so, and that is saying a lot. Let's talk about another bad thing too, about the kill streaks too. The announcer in the game doesn't really announce of a kill streak coming in. Well, there's only a few. I think the spy plane and the counter UAV is the only thing that they mention. Attack dogs, but specifically they need to have a announcer announcing glide bomb coming in. So, because there's a lot of time I get killed by the glide bomb simply because I don't know when it's gonna come in now. Until you hear that, you know, whistling sound, by then it's gonna be too late. So they need to add a kill announcer announcing glide bomb incoming, take cover, something like that, to warn people to take cover. Because Modern Warfare had cruise missile. When you're hearing cruise missile, you have a sound cue. And then you got the announcer, you know, enemy cruise missile inbound, for example, take the fuck cover. Same thing with Black Ops Cold War. It was the same idea too. I don't know why the glide bomb is not announced, and I don't think the mortar barrage doesn't have any announcer either. So they really gotta fix this issue out, because especially with the glide bomb, because it's gonna get real old when you keep getting killed by the glide bomb. And let's talk about another bad thing about this game. They added a voiced announcer now, and they thought it would be a good idea to do that. Honestly, it's pretty damn fucking annoying. Like, I don't want to freaking kill guy and you hear bloodthirsty, triple kill, double kill. It really fucking, like, it really like nullify your tactical awareness when it comes to hearing footsteps and people running behind you because you have this fucking obnoxious announcer quadruple kill, fairy kill, bloodthirsty, blah blah blah. Honestly, there's no need for a kill announcer in my opinion. In my opinion, they should just get rid of that entirely and just keep it, you know. I don't know why they even bother adding an announcer. To my opinion, it sounds annoying, and plus it's the same fucking guy regardless of what team he plays. So if this game does come out and there's ally and access operators, they better have different goddamn announcer at that point, or else I'm gonna lose my mind and keep hearing this guy double kill. Like, I'm really hoping that's an option and turn off the announcer, because if not, then it's gonna fucking annoy the hell out of me. Get rid of it, so that way you can hear, you know, you could be somewhat aware of what's going on around you. You know, for example, somebody sneaking behind you or hearing footsteps from above the stairs or something like that. I don't want no guy yelling in my ear that I got double kill because I got double kill, but now I can't hear shit now. They need to get rid of the fucking announcer. Or, you know, fine tune it at least. But in my opinion, they should just get rid of it because it's pretty goddamn annoying. I prefer, you know, like how other card games is when you get, you know, a challenge milestone, you get that fucking kill, especially Modern Warfare 1 and 2, when you get 150 kill milestone in you know, in multiplayer with a gun. It plays this, you know, this freaking soundtrack with the rock, and you hear the freaking Howie scream, or the TIE Fighter scream, I call it. Like, just add something like that, so that way it gives you some satisfaction. It's like, oh yes, I got that milestone finally. Instead, you got this fucking announcer guy, you know, telling you, hey, you got this much kill. Yeah, thanks, Sherlock. I don't need to hear it. I don't want to hear your fucking opinions. I want to play the game, keep my tactical awareness, you know, spot on, so that way I know I'll be fully aware of what's going on. I don't want no freaking announcer saying, you know, all this fucking bullshit. And of course, the chatter's got to go away too. Get rid of them, or just fucking, you know, just fine tune them to the point, you know, only you gonna hear your teams. But overall, despite all this criticism on this, I did enjoy this Vanguard beta. The beta was pretty fun to play. I have fun experimenting, you know, different weapon builds, testing out new guns here and there. So I'll have to say, BAR is still one of my favorite weapons in this game. Check it out if you guys haven't tried the BAR. It's highly underrated. Test it out. And of course, I'll show you guys my build, of course. So this is my current build at the moment. I don't got any magazine because I don't find the magazine appealing. Like 12 rounds, you get less round. Woohoo! That's a downgrade for me. 8 mil Jaeger does less damage. Not my cup of tea. I want the 50 BMG one, but there's this, you can't unlock it because the weapons in this game, you can only reach to level 30, and that's it. You can't level up your gun any further. But here we go, guys. This is my build for my BAR in Vanguard beta. You can welcome to copy it, test it out for yourself, see how you like it. This is probably one of my best BAR build at the moment, so highly recommend you guys check it out. You won't be disappointed. But yeah, overall I did enjoy the beta for what I played. Now granted, the only game modes I haven't played yet is Champion Hill and Search and Destroy. I used to play a lot of Search and Destroy, but I don't find it appealing anymore, so I don't play Search and Destroy anymore. But Champion Hill is pretty much gunfight for Modern Warfare. That's pretty much what it is, so I don't find that interesting, so I don't even bother checking out Champion. But for the time I played, from the couple of hours I played, as you can see I'm ranked 26, so I did play this game quite a bit. It's a mixed bag for me, Vanguard beta. I like how it plays. I did enjoy the game. I had some fun. But for the most part, this year Call of Duty is just kind of not interesting to me. Like, I kind of sleep on it, to be honest. Now granted, I'm still gonna get the game. I will play the campaign, of course, and hopefully the campaign is good since it's covering all the fronts. I'm hoping it's good. We got multiplayer, of course, coming out with 16 launch maps and 4 maps for Champion Hill, so that's quite a bit of content for us there. So that is good news, but I'm still having a lot of concern that on this game, it's not gonna kick off. But honestly, I'll keep an eye on it, but I'm not really too thrilled in playing this game compared to Battlefield 2042 at the moment. So I'm just waiting for Battlefield 2042 to come out. I really want to get my hands on that game, and I'm hoping it will blow Call of Duty Vanguard out of the water, because right now, the main problem with Call of Duty right now, they are relying too much on the foundation of Modern Warfare 2019. As in they're just copy and pasting now at the moment. Like, look at this UI right here. This UI, very similar to Modern Warfare. Even the way the lobby screen is, where you got your operator walking right there, very much the same. When you go to loadouts, same UI. Go to kill streaks, same UI. And field upgrades, most of these are copy and paste from Modern Warfare. Like, we got Dead Silence, Field Mic from Cold War, Goliath, RCXD from Cold War, armor plates from Cold War, and then the supply box from Modern Warfare. And they have the exact same animation and all that stuff, and boot and all that shit. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes with Vanguard. Like I said, I'm not really too thrilled in about this game compared to 2042, but I will play it. I will play the campaign, and I will try to play the multiplayer and try to have some good time. And of course, we got zombies again for Call of Duty game. Now, it has been developed by Treyarch Studios, so it might be good, but honestly, the zombie genre for Call of Duty is getting pretty damn stale at the moment. Like, they really, like, my hope for this game is that they do something very, they do something very different, when it comes to like game modes and gameplay mechanics, etc. They gotta do something that is different from Cold War and Modern Warfare. But honestly, I think this game is gonna be a mix of Cold War and Modern Warfare put together, and I have a feeling they're not gonna bring nothing innovative to the game, to the game itself. But like I said, I will play the campaign. That's probably one of the main reasons I'll probably get this game, is to play the campaign. And another second reason I want to get this game is to create some pretty cursed World War II guns as well, making them look as stupid as possible. Like, look at this stand here. What the hell is this thing? This stand looks fucking weird as hell. And my STG pretty much turned to a fucking S3D from from Modern Warfare. So I'm gonna have some fun tinkering with the gunsmith, because I really don't want to know how a heavily modified M1 Garand is going to look. I remember COD World War II, you can have a magazine-fed M1 Garand, and it looks atrocious, to say the least. Yeah, I know. I am going to give it shit on Vanguard, because you can make the iconic World War II guns into something that you never want to see in your life. But overall, it's Call of Duty. They gotta have the attachment system, crazy as possible, or else the game's gonna be, dull without the attachments. So you sort of need the red dot suppressor and NVGs, go blah 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 in this game to keep it interesting, which I have no problem, because Vanguard is not claiming to be, historical accurate like Battlefield 5 with the lady with the cybernetic arms and all that shit, and Buddha soldiers carrying katana swords and all that shit. So at least Vanguard is not claiming to be, historical accurate like fucking Battlefield 5. So this would give him the, the okay of, okay, you can go crazy with attachment, make a STG look like a fucking AK-47, for example. But overall, we'll see what happens with Vanguard. Like I said, I'm not too thrilled about it, but I will play it. And like I said, it's a mixed bag for me. I like it. I like how it plays. I had fun with it, but it's nothing new. You have played this before, countless time. I would highly recommend you guys check the beta out at least before you pull the trigger on this game, because like I said, this game has nothing new to offer, unless I'm mistaken, and it might show something pretty cool at the end or the full game. We shall see. But on that, guys, that is my overall impressions and thoughts on Call of Duty Vanguard open beta. Like I said, the beta is still live until the 22nd, so you got some time to checking it out. And I'm hoping Vanguard, will be a decent game when it comes out. Regardless if it's going to be a shit game or a good game, it's going to sell well. It's Call of Duty. But I'm hoping the game will be good when it comes out and fun to play. But on that, guys, that's all I got to say. I've been ranting on for far too long, And if you guys have played the beta, tell me, leave it in the comments down below on what's your overall thoughts on the beta. Do you guys love it? You guys hate it? You guys have concerns, etc.? Leave it in the comments down below, and I'll check them out. And yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got today for Vanguard beta. I really hope you guys are enjoy the clips I have for the multiplayer I have played. Some pretty crazy actions, some pretty epic moments, especially with the flamethrowers. You know, me getting the flamethrower and killing a shitload of people. Very, very satisfying. But I'm really hoping this game is, it'll be, working at least when it comes out, especially in terms of sound design. Sound design needs to be overhauled drastically, or else this game is gonna be like shit. And I forgot to mention, the audio mixing is fucked too. There'll be times where the audio will be cut off completely. You won't be able to hear gunshots, footsteps, etc. They need to fix that ASAP, because that could actually either you're gonna stay alive or it's gonna get you killed. Most of the time it got me killed, so I'm really hoping to fix the sound design in this game, because the sound design in this game is definitely the worst of any Call of Duty games I have played so far. So please, Sledgehammer Games, fix the goddamn sounds, please. Alright, so I've been ranting on for far too long. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoy all the clips and the video that I've been showing you guys so far. And if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you guys didn't, then hit the dislike button. It's up to you. And if you guys are looking for me, if you guys want me to play Call of Duty Vanguard when it comes out, or any other games you want to suggest for me to play, in the comments down below, and I will check them out. And I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. I know I am. I hope you guys are staying safe out there, and of course, playing games and having a good time. But other than that, guys, I'm gonna end it here for now, and until then, I will see you in the next one. Peace.
My teammate _X was just being a total asshole to the whole team.
Shut your fucking mouth, you're a fucking pussy.
Oh, why are you so angry? Ladies, shut up! My teammate was so toxic, shit.
Lick my nutsack, you fucking pussy.
You don't have one, bitch.
Oh yeah,